Hey guys, so got a lot done. My buddy Doug flew out the evening when I got flown out here. He flew out here shortly after, so I went and picked him up, and then he spent the night, flew out here in his Cub. So he helped a lot. That just having somebody here to keep me focused. Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming. It's where to start. But got her patched up anyway, and I'm gonna hate to see what it looks like here in the springtime though, you know, because there's a lot of stuff still under the snow. So I had a lot of garbage that I packed up, and 2 garbage cans plumb full and a few bags, and I've burnt it all down to this pile right here. So I have probably a little over a month's worth of groceries left, you know, or that's what I put in the cabin. I have a lot of groceries, so that's why that bear stayed here for so long. But it burnt down, and it's kind of amazing when you look at how those things get into these cans. So these are canned goods. Those aren't bullet holes, those are teeth marks. The wind's really picking up, but yeah, so I had a whole bunch of canned goods. So these are mandarin oranges, but like all the chili and everything, just, it was crazy. I had probably 5 things of soup left that it didn't touch that were on the top shelf. Tomato soup and stuff like that. But yeah, some of that stuff she probably did me a favor. Some of that stuff was probably outdated a little bit, but anyway, we got it patched up. I think I had it patched up before Doug showed up, but I don't have any visqueen or insulation, so that's something I'll have to haul out here. We flew around a little bit yesterday and didn't see any fresh sign of her. I'm having some piss poor luck with these cameras. This one right here, I'm really thinking about throwing it in that fire right there. I didn't get a single picture of anything with it, and it was on, so when I turn it on, it comes on, and then it goes through the 18-second start, whatever, and then starts, and then anyway, but I didn't get a single picture with it. I was so freaking frustrated. But it's probably my fault, but that camera right there I've had issues with for a long time. So I got all the wood piles stacked back up. I'm not sure what she was doing in the shop, but she tore the door apart, and once she got the trim and stuff off of right here, then she pulled the lock. And then I keep that log right there, that piece of firewood, wedged in right here for the bottom. And then this side I've got those locks, like gate locks. And so anyway, so this thing was pretty full, as you seen in the first video. She didn't really get in much. She knocked a bunch of shit off the shelves and knocked my windshield off, but I put it back on. Yeah, not too bad. Didn't punch holes in my gas cans. She got a couple $100 worth of oil, I guess, but yeah, not too bad. The only thing that makes me really mad about the door is this is old shiplap from Ladd Air Force Base. So this is some really old wood that I had given to me, and Jake and I put some hard labor into putting that on, and I can actually salvage some of the boards, but I'm gonna have a hole there, and it'll be just a memory. But I don't have any visqueen or insulation. There's part of the insulation here. I'll put that in the shop. But my gray jays are back feeding them. There was a martin hanging around and some squirrels, and they're pretty belligerent right now. They've had a go at it for about a month. So on the camera right here, my main camera, I got some pictures. So this camera runs on solar. The only problem is it shuts down at, I can't remember what this one is, 20 below maybe. And then the night vision isn't very good on it. So I had a whole bunch of pictures of her walking by here, I imagine, in the dark, but it just wasn't far enough. So if you guys have any ideas on better cameras, I'm all ears. I don't want some guy from Texas telling me what camera to get. I need somebody with some Sub-Zero experience. So, but yeah, but just burning all the garbage. It kind of wrecked my old chest of drawers, and you know, that's probably an old military, you know, that set of drawers right there is probably older than I am, so I'll get into something new. But let's go in the cabin. You guys can see I pulled my groomer around with the Rhino. I actually groomed some of the trail between my place and between Leroy's and Eric's. I've groomed the trail, but boy, this thing builds ice when on the creek crossings, and so but so looks a little different in here now. But the man, that floor was something to clean. It was super slick. There was oil, cooking vegetable oil, and a bottle of brandy broke, a bottle of Fireball broke, and then all the spices and one of those big, I don't know, 3-pound cans of coffee. He'd spilled one of them all over. So there was, oh man, so everything was just covered in this. You didn't know what it was. So I just used Green Ape gloves, my trapping gloves, until they got so dirty and wet that I couldn't keep them on, and I just throw them away and get another set. And I'm really glad Doug was here. Kept motivated, but I'm pretty lucky though, really. He didn't mess with the bed at all. Boy, there's 3 cases of MREs up top, and then that's all extra clothes and another sleeping bag and just all kinds of gear up there. But she was so focused on the food, she didn't get into the other stuff. So, but yeah. All right, good. My battery's charged for the wide track. So, but yeah, and I got lucky with my library. Couple books are pretty dirty, but other than that, everybody's still readable. So they all got another story to add to them now. So I ended up finding my pistol. It was underneath there. Glad it didn't pack this out and end up using it on me later. So I did not find Jake's permanent ID. His permanent hunting license was up there pinned underneath his picture. And then I did find my map. So it had I had a map that was about 6 feet by probably 6 foot square, I guess, and with the whole trap line on it, and I had it all taped together with clear tape, and I could not figure out. It was, you can see the tacks, but anyway, it tore it out, and it was outside under the snow there, and it was tore up, so I ended up burning it. I'll have to replace it. So, but wrote a list, and what was pretty cool, I have this tote, and I got this tote. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, these 2 books I still got to clean up. You can see, yeah, it's kind of gross. But anyway, this tote that I got, you can see how hard it was trying to get into this thing. And so I still have, oh man, I just feel lucky. So there's still some groceries. And, oh yeah, some sweets. Oh, look at that, pistachios. But yeah, I had a full thing of a 7-pound thing of pancake batter, and then 2 big jugs of Costco syrup, so I was sitting fat there. So I use this thing a lot, and I always put groceries in there, the extra that don't fit in the cabinet, but a lot of times I don't lock it because I'll get into it, and so I was kind of worried about it. And it was all locked up, but I mean, she worked her ass off trying to get in here. She knew there was something good in there. But this is just an old military, it was some sort of case that they use for hauling electronics, I suppose, or something. But I don't know if you guys can see it, but I mean, you can't even really run your hand across it. It's just tore up so bad, but not punctured through. But you can just see here bite marks on it. And so it was over in the corner behind me. So yeah, ended up finding about 12 beers. She didn't like the MGD or the PBRs, so, and maybe they were frozen and she didn't like them. But there was a few of them that she broke open, and I ended up salvaging some of my spices. They got some bite marks in them, but she ate. I think I had 3 months of my thyroid medicine out here. She ate that. Yeah. So, but it could have been a heck of a lot worse. So, I got to start thinking about what to do next for protection for the cabin. From what I can see right now, unless you're in a Connex, they can get into it. I mean, she tore through the wall, and I wasn't really paying attention to it, but so that was just 1/4-inch plywood that he had out on the outside of that thing, and then you could see the inside, the same thing. It's just really thin plywood, 2-foot centers. So I think it might be time to wrap the whole cabin in steel, in siding. So I think they can get into our normal aluminum siding, but I've got some metal roof deck that I don't think they can get into. And then I'm going to have to build another guard over the door, because if she wanted to, being a 2x4 wall, I'm pretty sure I could John Wayne this door open with one kick, being a 2x4 wall like that. Maybe not anymore, but I used to be able to, probably pretty easy. So, but you can see she grabbed this, and that's what she did up at Eric. She just tore the window jambs off, and then they went through everybody else, they went through their windows. They had bare boards on them and everything, and they just went right through them. So, and then the ones that they didn't go through, they broke from the inside. So you guys have heard me say this before, but I've never had a bear come through my windows. I've had bears put their nose print and their paw prints on this window right here, but I always have these shutters on the windows. And I'm a firm believer that the reason they knock windows out is because they see their reflection. And when they see their reflection, they punch at it. So that's my my theory on it. You know, I'm not a well-educated man, but I spent a little bit of time out here. You can see right there where they'd put their paws, but this was down. Even though I had my bear shutters on, I still had these down. So when she was in here, she put her paw up against that, but she didn't break it. There's just some of the shit she had on her foot there. But so that's just something to think about when you're working on a cabin and stuff, having some sort of cover over your windows. So, but yeah, I am going to have to come out here in the springtime, and when she wakes up, she's going to do the exact same thing. So she got such good groceries, and it's so easy for her. I mean, it looked like I'd have to go back on that one camera, but it was in right before Halloween is when she was out here. So, but yeah. But yeah, we're supposed to get a little blow, and the wind's supposed to really pick up. So, all right. Well, we'll check in a little later.